What's up, everybody? Big Herc, Prison Talk live stream, episode 75. You tuned in to another edition. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you made some friends, made some money, got to bust some cheeks, all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys didn't get caught up in no bullshit over the weekend, fucking around with any busters. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed, hit the motherfucking subscribe button. Quit being a weenie. Represent, let everybody know you watch Fresh Out, one of the dopest shows on YouTube, one of the realest shows on YouTube. Make sure you guys, if you haven't got a chance, check out the website. Check out www.FreshOutSeries.com and subscribe to the website, leave a comment. That's how we get a lot of our prison talk questions. If I haven't answered your question, it'll probably be answered in the future, or the odds are I've answered the question already. We got a lot of prison talk, so I went through a lot of questions. So check it out. Also, feel free to email us at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. We get a lot of crazy emails, man. Lots of emails. I can't answer all of them. Big Ant can't answer all of them, so a lot of emails go unanswered, but I try to get to as many of them as possible. Sometimes I'll answer when I have time, but if it's some weirdo shit, I'm not even going to pay any attention to it, man. So don't expect an answer from a weird-ass motherfucking email. You know what I mean? We ain't entertaining the weirdo shit. June 21st. Vans Warped Tour in Pomona. DM us if you guys are going to be there. We'll be doing meet and greet at the Spoken Word tent. Fresh Out will be there. We'll have some merch there. We'll most likely have some t-shirts and hopefully the slides. I don't know, probably not the shoes though because they're too bulky. The shoes and slides will be shipping. They're in fucking customs. They've been there for damn near a week, man. So bear with me, you guys. You guys have been rolling with us, man, and I always keep my word. Big Herc don't ever give you no bullshit, but we're just waiting for it to clear customs. It's stateside. Customs just got to release it. We can pick the shit up and start shipping. So the shoes and slides are in customs right now, but hopefully we can get those to you as soon as they clear. And yeah, we're going to throw in something for you guys, man, a giveaway, because you guys have been very patient, and I apologize for the delays. But yeah, man, check us out June 21st, Pomona Vans Warped Tour. We'll be at the Spoken Word tent. Look for Fresh Out if you want to do a meet and greet. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out the Badger interview, check it out. OG Badger, he kicked some raw shit on the channel, man, coming from a white guy's perspective who went to prison in the state, not the feds, in the state. So he gives it up some real in his interview. Check that out. Also coming up, the end of this month, we're going to have ex-LAPD Rampart police Ruben Palermo is going to give his interview. Yeah, his interview is going to be dope. So look for the trailers. That thing's going to drop the end of this month. So yeah, man, we got a lot of big shit happening. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out. We're kicking a lot of shit. And we also are traveling for interviews, man. If you guys want to do an interview, fly us out, or we'll make arrangements for a hotel, whatever the case may be, and Fresh Out to come to your town if you out there doing big things. You know, we can't just fly to everywhere. If you ain't making nothing happen, we can't make it happen. But if you making it happen, we'll come to your town and, you know, do an interview with you and get your story out there, man, and make it happen. So shoot us an email at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com if you want to get us out to your town and do an interview. We just did an interview in Detroit with the homie Peanut. Shout out to Peanut. He took care of us. And, yeah, man, you know, we're getting around. So that interview will probably be dropping in about a month or so. Also, we do speaking engagements. If you got a corporation, you got a college, you got a school, you try to get some motivation in your life, holler at us. You know what I mean? I also got Big Herc 916 out here on YouTube. I talk a lot of motivation. I kick a lot of raw shit. It's not really prison stuff on that channel, but the Big Herc 916 is about positivity, motivation, and just making it happen, man. So holler at me, man. Somebody said, would I ever go to prison and do interviews with inmates currently doing time? Yeah, I would go. I would go and do an interview, but you know, there's a lot of red tape and paperwork. So I'm trying to get the dudes when you get out of prison. See, a lot of people will say one thing when they're behind the wall, but when they get released, man, it's a whole nother game plan. It all sounds good until they put your ass in the game. When you come off the bench and you have to get in the motherfucking game of life, then you can see what a motherfucker's really about. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it shows what's really happening. Live stream, but not live. The Warriors, Golden State, the Bay Area. Shout out to motherfucking Steph Curry, Durant, Iguodala, Draymond Green, Nick Young, all the guys who participated in the motherfucking playoffs. Shout out to y'all. They put in some work. You know, I went to school out in the Bay Area, so I got to represent, man. Yo, Big Herc, got some brothers from Ghana and Nigeria in prison. I ran across one cat from Ghana, and my co-defendants were from Nigeria. So I did run across some cats from Africa in prison. John Schofield, thanks for the donation. Have you ever had to split a trolled wig? Yeah, man, nah. Back in the day, but nothing recently, bro. I'm kind of like on some other time right now. I'm on that Bill Gates shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on some holler at me later type shit, man, where I'm trying to get this money right now. Yeah, man, LeBron, he's time for him to move on, man. J.R. Smith, they could have stolen one, but, you know, he fucked that off. What's up, Big Herc? I'll slide through LA for an interview. Holler at me, man. Shoot us an email, but we can't do it this week. We pretty much, we got to know a month out in advance because we got a lot of shit going on, and we're already booked up this week for shooting interviews. Big Herc is model. Just started the all-in service network for kids on juvenile probation to do community service. Herc is on top of the list. People have to speak. Hey, man, great thing. Anything you're doing for the kids out there, man, I basically commend you. These kids need a role model. I know when I was in juvenile hall and I got out, man, it was like I was still lost. And to have somebody that can mentor you, give you business inspiration, give you direction, you know, having a male role model makes a big difference, man. So that's a great thing. Herc, are you still coaching people out of prison? Not really coaching people, man. I'm just doing the interviews. You know, you can't coach somebody who's out of prison. You can only have them share their story. And if we're on the same vibrational pattern, then naturally we'll gravitate towards each other and share ideas. But, you know, I just did a video on Big Herc 916 about you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Basically, you can't preach a person to do right. A person has to want to do right on their own. And if they're not ready, they're not ready, man. What up, Dan? Thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it, homie. Kevin Ortiz, thanks for the donation. Yo, Herc, new channel's dope. But who is Peter Gazer? Sounds like a designer. Is he? Should collab. Peter Gazer. You don't know who Peter Gazer is, Kev? He's the motherfucker who be in the gym looking at your motherfucking bulge in your shorts when you're working out. He's the motherfucker when you go to the showers, he's hanging out on there. He's the Peter Gazer. OG Peter Gazer, man. You got to watch out for him. I talked about him on Prison Talks before. You don't never let the Peter Gazer look at your Peter and you smile back at him. You better split his motherfucking wig. You got a guy, Nibba boy. I can tell you an old Funny style motherfucker. I'm just going to go ahead and get you up off here because you want some twerk time, huh? Get your cheeks busted. Got another guy on here. You know, Herc, you a little clown too. What cracks me up, man, when you get these cats and they're like, they watch some of my old adult movies. It's funny, the trolls. And they try to talk about my Peter. Motherfucker, I put my Peter out there, so what difference does it make? But if you're looking at my Peter watching a video, you're a motherfucking Peter gazer. You're on some funny time because they're the woman in the video with me and you're not looking at her. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, Peter gazing, potato body, burnt turtle face motherfucker. Romeo, thanks for the donation. Big Herc. We lost a good one, man. Anthony Bourdain took his life at what many thought was at the peak of his life. What are your thoughts? Oh, man. I did a video on Big Herc 916 about suicide and why it's so important to live life. It's sad, man. I mean, you look at Anthony Bourdain. He traveled the world. He was a world-renowned chef. He, was on the top. He had so many resources and things that were accessible to him. But we don't really know what was going on beyond closed doors. I mean, he had a daughter, he had a wife. I mean, to take your life, man, that's serious, man. I mean, I know guys in prison who are doing major time. And you know what I'm saying? You never heard them talking about committing suicide. I've had talks with killers, man, who are doing life, and I've seen them, and they're like stressed the fuck out, but it's not like suicide is an option. So to be free and to take your life, man, there's got to be some really dark shit going on. I don't get it, man. Mark Gomez, thanks for the donation. Why do my friends who got out of jail brag about it? All they do is tell stories and talk about prison food like they miss being locked up. To be honest with you, man, anybody who's trying to brag about that shit like it's something special, those are people you shouldn't even mess around with. I mean, there's nothing glamorous about prison food, about what you did in prison. I shared a story to educate you so that you don't get, caught up with the fascination of all this shit you see on Locked Up and Locked Up Abroad and Lock Up San Quentin, because there's nothing cool. When you're up in there and you got a motherfucking goon telling you when to eat, when to shit, when to sleep, ain't nothing cool about that. So, those guys, to me, man, they're small-minded. You know what I mean? I would never brag about prison food. And if anything, I'm trying to figure out how to get out here and make a good living. Fuck talking about it. I mean, I share with you guys, but I ain't running around telling my people that I go to car show with about prison. Chris Fallon, thanks for the donation, homie. Hey, Big Herc, I don't know if you ever had this question asked before, but what is your vision of a properly working prison system that actually rehabilitates prisoners? An ideal prison that would actually work on rehabilitating prisoners. It would consist of an educational program which would help integrate inmates into society with job skills, with life skills, with parenting skills. I would also work on the guys who just want to be gang members, who want to just be fuck-ups. They would be at a place where they can go and just be fuck-ups, And if you're trying to actually work towards working your way through this program, you can earn points, and these points can get you out early. And if you had the incentive to get out early, I think that would make a big difference on how you did your time and what you did with your time while you were in there. Also, I would get rid of prison labor as far as with these corporations. And if you did anything in prison, it would be working more or less in a humanitarian aspect, maybe helping with the veterans programs, senior citizen programs, maybe animal program, things like that, to create some type of sensitivity, because prison desensitizes you. It makes you not give a fuck, and it makes you harden, it makes you more violent. So if you can build on emotions that made you more susceptible to people's feelings and emotions, you wouldn't be as callous. So when you got out, you wouldn't commit as violent acts. You wouldn't be as violent. Because in regular prisons, you become violent because you're around a violent environment, and it requires you to deal violence with violence. Johnny Blaze, thanks for the donation. All right, shout out to you, brother. Boston 5 for how many with? I'm not sure where LeBron will go to, man. He might go to LA, man. He'll make the most money out here with the with his jersey. I do not understand why they don't force prisoners to take programs. Yeah, they don't force them, man. I mean, there's programs in there, nothing for early release, but I would create a program where if there was an early release program that you can work towards, I think that would be a start. And that would at least get inmates focused in the right direction, because they wouldn't just be hanging out. A lot of guys are in prison and it's a vacation for them. They're just chilling, man. FS Imperial, thanks for the donation. Plea deal or go to trial? It depends on what kind of lawyer you got and what kind of evidence they got against you, man. Whether or not you take a plea deal or go to trial. If you go to trial and you know that you can beat it, in the state, you got a lot more wiggle room. In the feds, you most likely got a rat. You got motherfuckers telling. You got somebody who's going to take the stand against you. And unless you can do a character witness or something like that, the jury's going to hear this guy defamate your character and incriminate you. I mean, you're taking a big risk, man. So in the state, you can get away with a lot more wiggle room than what you can as far as in the feds. Feds it's like when they come in, they most likely been doing like a 6 months to a year investigation on you. So they've already established a pretty solid case against you. A little bit different, man. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the Mozzie situation, where the guys who did the shooting at the SIBO video shoot a while back, that somebody got killed. All three dudes, they said, are snitching. So out of Sacramento, you guys, that's why I say, man, you do your dirt, man. You better do it by yourself. Niggas start telling, and it ain't even got to be another 48. It could be the first 10 minutes. Waive their Miranda rights and start running their mouth, man. These youngsters don't know the game. So be careful what you do around these young motherfuckers, man. Because if they get put in a cold-ass room with the AC going and that motherfucker detective comes in there, they're going to start telling. So best believe that. Javier, thanks for the donation. Do you think Harvey Weinstein will be convicted? Harvey, now they're going to make a political example out of him, like they did with Bill Cosby. It's hard to say what's up with Harvey. If, he's got the best money, best legal team money could buy, but he pissed off a lot of women. And, it's at a point now where there's just so many that they have to act on it and they have to run him through the system. So, even if he gets convicted, he'll probably appeal it. But it's hard to say whether or not he'll actually do the time. But, man, they money talks, man. He's in the state. But they do have a lot of motherfucking witness, alleged victims. Somebody said, can a shot caller be rehabilitated to society? which inmates would have the hardest and easiest time readjusting to society. A shot caller be rehabilitated? It's up to the shot caller, man. Some people, you know, the thing is in prison, the people who are calling shots aren't really calling them on the street. You know, if you're, you know, I know guys who were making major moves on the street. They got to prison. They were just trying to get there to do enough, do their time, stay out the way, and get out. But people who thrive in prison, who love the prison environment, you know, to get out here and to be successful is totally different because you're not dealing with the COs, you're not dealing with the homies, you're dealing with society. And society is not as open to a lot of the politics, you know, that you get away with in prison. It's totally different game, man. It's a money game out here. It's a intellectual property game. What are you bringing to the table? You know, what are you going to offer that's going to make you a valuable asset on the street? The people who are the most successful are people who train their mind while they're in prison, and they don't focus on what the fuck the prison's going on, what's going on in prison, but they focus on what they're going to do when they get out. They study real estate. They study business. They come up with business plans. They read books on finance. They read books on parenting. They prepare their minds mentally. Those are the people who are the most successful. Josh and Jesus, thanks for the donation. Herc, do you think Suge Knight will beat his case? Oh, man. Suge Knight, they got him on camera, man. And, you know, it looked like it was an open and shut case. But we'll see, man. I mean, shit, they done ran through a couple different lawyers. And, you know, it's hard to say what's gonna happen with that. I mean, I know they're trying to wash his ass. He's got away with a lot of shit, man. And he just kind of played himself. But, you know, like I said, he's in the state. There's no telling what the fuck, how that's going to end up. And, you know, he's already been in there for a minute. We don't know if they're going to bump it down to a manslaughter, which, you know, manslaughter, maybe, I think 7 years or something. I don't know. So, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Are you going to be on a Joe Rogan podcast? Hey, man, we working on it. We're still trying to get on there, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got a word, shoot Joe Rogan an email or a message and say, hey, holler at Big Herc, fresh out. Tell him to put us on the show. He needs some interesting motherfuckers on there like us. So tell Joe Rogan, hey, man, shoot us an email. But, yeah, we still trying to get on Joe Rogan. Reservoir Dog, thanks for the donation. Cole, teacher MX, thank you for the donation, homie. What's your take on secret societies like the Masons or the Skull and Bones? The Masons, well, I got a homie who's 33rd degree, you know what I mean? He, you know, went through and did all that stuff. I mean, he don't really talk to me about it. But, you know, whether it's whether you're a Mason or you're a Skull and Bones, which, you know, ties into the whole Yale fraternity thing. Secret societies is about basically people creating an elitist group, or not maybe even elitist, but a group of individuals who work with a common goal in mind, who have the same principles, same visions. They're trying to accomplish similar goals. And you network, man. You network and you basically share ideas, and you guys build success together. So, you know, any of you know, there's many different groups that can be considered secret societies. You know, certain organized crime groups, but it's all about working toward the common goal and everybody having the same end motive, which is to accomplish whatever is the agenda is. Mark Gomez, thanks for the donation. I I've been watching videos about Skid Row. I'm from Texas, but is LA homeless crisis that bad? Looks like it smells like sweaty Peter and stinky fish. Yeah, man, Mark, it is bad. The LA homeless situation, they got over 50,000 people homeless. Me and Big Ant, my business partner, we went down there. We got a video, and we went to Skid Row. It looked like Escape from New York, and we passed out clothing. And it's just like a whole city of people living in the streets with no bathrooms, no showers. It's very concerning. And, you know, it's like people are just trying to survive. A lot of drug usage down there. But, yeah, the homeless situation is serious out here. Somebody said, Herc, what's up with these rappers getting their chain snatched? Is that a sucker shit? You know, the thing is, a lot of these rappers get into the game. I guess, I don't know who recently got their chain snatched. I think it was a dude who was dating Black China. But, you know, you're on social media. You're bragging about how tough you are. Well, they got motherfuckers who will try your gangster. And, you know, eventually, you know, you run your mouth enough, you create that energy. The right motherfucker's going to basically see that ass and call your bluff. So, man, it ain't the game to be fucked with. Your boy 6ix9ine out there in Chicago running his mouth. Man, you know, they got goons out there, man, in Chi-Town and Chirac, man. So, you know, you got to be on top of your shit, man. Big Mike, if you go to court and have to carry drugs, notes, but you get released with these items, what should you do? Man, I don't know. If you got drugs and a note in your asshole because you keistered it, you better pass it to the homie before you get out. I couldn't really tell you on that one, bro. If you are transporting like that, you know, that's something you gotta figure out. You're trying to give her some BBC, man. I don't know. You gotta figure that one out too, homie. Somebody said, is Stockton or LA worse? I've been to the north side of Stockton. Stockton ain't no punk, man. Stockton got some spots, man, where a motherfucker will get his wig split. I know some, I did time with some niggas from Stockton. Stockton ain't fucking around. They gang banging out there serious. And, yeah, everybody's got a fucking pistol out there. So, watch yourself if you ever go through Stockton. Josh and Jesus, why do you think, thanks for the donation. Why do you think LA is so much safer than it once was? Compton used to have almost 100 murders a year. Now there's less than 20. Cass is making money, man. You know, the gang members have gotten smart. They're not like, you know, you got Crips and Bloods working together to make money. You know, there's opportunity. And, you know, there's a lot of other things to do besides kill each other, man. If you can make money with your cousin or your partner and he's on the other side of town, why would you gangbang, man? I mean, the end game is about trying to get up out of that shit. And a lot of cats in LA are business smart and they got people who are making moves. So they done elevated, you know what I mean? They figure, you know, why create all this drama when we can go and get this bread? That's my opinion. Beyond lockdown. Thanks for the donation. And most short callers are never getting out. Most short callers, I was around in the feds, had life. Thank you for having a bad draw. We were able to get in touch. Appreciate what you do, brother. Oh, good shit. Yeah, most shot callers are doing life. That's why they up in there like that. I mean, I recently got word from a homeboy that a dude I know that was a shot caller, he already had 30-something years. He got life. Now, you know what I mean? He basically, you know, had to handle some business in there, man. And that's what happens. Those guys get locked. They get slammed down and they go to ADX and they do all their time in the hole, man. And that's what life is for them. They don't really have any visions of getting out. And pretty much prison, they've made that decision that that's their home. So, you know, and it's not my job to interpret what a shot caller is going to mentally thinking. I just know that, you know, everybody has to do time however they feel most comfortable. And whether or not an individual feels that prison is his calling is his own decision. I had a different calling. You know, I can't really, I couldn't ever imagine just prison being my life. So I focus on other things. Tricks and Johns in prison. I don't know, man. I don't know about any Tricks and Johns or how they do their time like everybody else, I would assume. Do you still get ad revenue from using YouTube, using foul language? Nah, if your YouTube video is not susceptible to a certain audience, and they'll demonetize your video. The shoes are shipping. The shoes are in customs. They've been in there for about a week since the last time I had a live stream. Hopefully they're released tomorrow, any day. As soon as they're released, I'm shipping them out. And Hamed, I'm gonna shoot you. You guys are gonna get some free shit, bro, for being patient. Big Herc, you still skate? Nah, man, I'm too big. 250 right now. I'm 254 actually. So I get on a skateboard, I'll break that shit. I got one, and when I ride it, the board feels like it wants to break. How can you donate? Go on YouTube. There's a donate button. You get the donate button and donate, man. Jose, thanks for the donation, homie. Military men that get sent to prison, how was that like? You know, they do time like anybody else, man. I mean, military guys, I ran across some dudes who were ex-Vietnam vets. One of my mentors was an ex-Vietnam vet. He, you know, he's carried himself very cordial. A lot of military guys, you know, they know how to handle themselves, and it's no different than everybody else. Prison's all about respect, man. If you don't run around talking a bunch of shit, running your mouth, you're not going to have any problems, you know what I mean? So it all depends on the individual. Darius, thanks for the donation. Oh, man, you're so special. Thank you, man. Love your comment, too. Hey, Big Herc, why do these kids snitch on themselves on Instagram? Because this is the society we live in now, snitch culture. Guys want to show themselves on Instagram with pistols. They want to run around and act like they're gangsters with the guns. And they don't do it to handle business. They want to do it to talk about it. So if nobody knows that they did a drive-by, it's not really a real drive-by for them. They got to go and talk about it and let everybody know what they did. So basically, they tell on themselves for committing a crime. And it makes it real easy for the police to bust these people. So, you know, the police can do their jobs, which is, you know, great for the guys who want to, you know, aid the police. And then when they get busted, they tell on a bunch of other crimes. So it's a domino effect. So all these shooters and, you know, guys who are sliding, most of them are basically contributing to the crime rate, but also helping solve a lot of unsolved crimes. Did you ever feel depressed or suicidal during your prison time? Yeah, man. When I first got locked up, after I got that motherfucker 120 months, and I got sent to the USP, you want to try to sleep your time away. You want to take a lot of naps. You want to try to not think about the time, but you can't do time like that, man. You gotta create a program. You gotta not think about the things you left on the street, because prison will eat you up inside. It'll make you very depressed. And I never had suicidal thoughts, but I did really have a lot of, I guess, dark thoughts as far as, man, how'd I get here? How can I get out early? And just doing the time, man. It's depressing. The book is coming along good. The autobiography should be done by the end of summer, and hopefully drop it by the end of the year, man. Thoughts on Little Tay? Little Tay need a motherfucking good whooping. Her and her mom are fucking clowns. I did a video about Little Tay on Big Herc 916 about teaching core values. These kids have no core values. The parents aren't teaching core values. They think it's cute. And that's why we have a lot of these kids doing dumbass shit, man. The parents aren't teaching these kids anything. Ryan Rowlett, thanks for the donation, man. I felt like, somebody said, I felt like dying while I was in prison, jail, how to fight this, how to be happy. Yeah, it's you know, jail, man, it's a depressing place, man. When you got, you know, you have no privacy, you have no rights, you know, they could beat your ass up in there, you might get caught up and a motherfucker might want to peel your cap up in there. There's a lot of shit going on, man. So, you know, you gotta really pull yourself out of that darkness when you're in prison so that you can, you know, make something better with your life while you're in there. Somebody said, is there any sequel to Bedroom Gangster? I don't know if you guys have, how many people have actually read my Bedroom Gangster, but, you know, Big Herc's erotic urban novelist, but I have another book I'm working on called Sex, Weed in High School, and it'll be dropping real soon. I'm working on editing that book, and I'll keep you posted on that. But that's the next book I'm actually working on. That's an erotic novel. Regis, thanks for the donation. I'm just goody good college suburban kid, but I still learn your lessons of life. That's good, man. Be a motherfucking goody good, bro. I wish I would have been a goody good. Ain't nothing cool about coming out bragging about prison and, you know, how many wigs you split, or if you seen a motherfucker get his cheeks took. It's prison it's some loser shit, man. You can turn it into a positive if you go in there and you do something to change your life and your mental your mental focus and your level of consciousness. But go to school, man. Go to school. Teach yourself a skill. Develop some intellectual property that will become valuable, and you know, handle your business on the streets. Beyond Lockdown, thanks for the donation. Glad you never got caught up in that political shit in prison. You had your head right. I feel right into it. Did most of my time in Florence High. Yeah, man, it's you know, it's a lot of shit. You know, you can, and there's so many different traps. You got the black trap. You got the gang trap. You got the city trap. You got the neighborhood trap. You know, you got the East Coast, West Coast trap. So there's all kind of traps, man. A lot of politics and shit going on, and people want to tell you shit. When they tell you shit, you become a part of the situation. So it's a lot of fucked up shit, man. And people are always trying to bring you into shit, especially they know when you're doing your own thing. So you gotta really watch out for a lot of the bullshit in there, man. Somebody said difference between USP and the SHU. The SHU is segregated housing unit. USP stands for United States Penitentiary. Every institution has a segregated housing unit, whether it be a USP, a medium, a low. They have a SHU that they'll take you to. So SHU just means that it's for disciplinary actions and you're not on the main line. Kel B, thanks for the donation, man. Oh, you like looking at the cheeks. I don't know if X-rated got out, man. You know what I mean? Get a job, invest in yourself. That's right, man. Get a job and invest in yourself. You know, you go to school, you get a degree. Hopefully that'll open up some doors for you for opportunity. But read, man. Read books. Read and educate yourself. Develop your mind so that you can create your own destiny. You can create your own job opportunities. You got to think out the box, man. Otherwise, you'll be out here and you'll be working for somebody else and be at their mercy. You know, so you got to really put your mind, you know, get your mind to focus on what it is you want to do in life. And you can't be dependent on your parents all the time, man. You got to get off the titty, man. A lot of motherfuckers, you know, they want to sit at home rent-free and just hang out, man, and play video games all day. And, you know, that's not going to, eventually you got to get your own shit. So the younger you are that you can start developing a business where there's, if you're going to play video games, get on Twitch, make you some money. If you're going to be on the internet, create you a page, create you a blog, be entrepreneurial. You guys got a lot of opportunities with this internet shit that we didn't have growing up. So, you know, take advantage of it. But, yeah, man. Somebody said, what are your thoughts on the sentencing of those piece of shit parents who tortured their son, Gabriel, from Lancaster? Oh, man, they need their wig split. Dude was shooting the kid with BB guns. They made him eat cat feces. The mother, you know, put up with it. The dad was in prison, so he wasn't even there to protect his son. Yeah, these motherfuckers are pieces of shit. I don't know if you got hit with that fucking case, man, but the youngster, man, he died at the hands of the mom's boyfriend and the mom, man. And it's sad, man. Little Gabriel, and Child Protective Services had went out there numerous times, and they did nothing. They didn't stop the situation. Sad situation, man. You know, kids deserve a better life than that. All right, time for the shout-outs, y'all. Let's get the shout-outs in. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the shout-outs in, everybody. Make sure you guys check us out June 21st, Vans Warped Tour. DM us if you're going to be there. Shout out to, somebody said North Korea. Shout out to Boston, Oklahoma. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to Massachusetts. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to the Bay Area. Shout out to Braun. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to North Hollywood, 818. Shout out to Buffalo, New York, Little Mexico and Egypt, Holland, Scotland, Salt Lake City, OKC, Philadelphia, Toronto, Merced, Florida, Hollywood, Tulare County, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Harlem, New York. Shout out to Corona, Canada, Arizona, Memphis, St. Louis, 562, Detroit, Michigan, Lady D, Corona, Florida, 209, Stockton, Turlock, AZ, Yakima, Vancouver, 604-925-530, Ohio, North Philly, Michigan, Norfolk, Virginia, Bmore, Whittier, 661-214, Wolfpack Productions, man. Shout out to you. Thanks for the donation, man. Vancouver, North Memphis, Yacktown, Cloverdale Ave, San Benito, Texas, Saudi Arabia, LBC, Fort Collins. Shout out to all our military men. Shout out to y'all, man. Military women. We get a lot of orders from you guys. We love y'all. Appreciate you guys. Much love. And we thank you for really getting out there, man, putting your life on the line to protect and serve. Shout out to West Los Angeles, Chirac, Dominican Republic, Coachella, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 414, Puerto Rico, 989, Albuquerque, Ohio, Fort Worth, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Antarctica, Vietnam, Anaheim. Hey, man, H-Town, Texas, Spokane, Porterville. Hey, man, shout out to everybody, Florida Keys. Appreciate y'all, man. Pacoima, North Syria, Germantown, Maryland. Tune in next week. Hey, man, I'll be on. Make sure I make the announcement on Instagram. When I get the shoes and slides in my hand from Customs, I'll be shipping out. I apologize for the delays. Love y'all. Y'all been great. And tune in next week. Shout out to San Diego. Everybody, we love y'all. And, hey, man, stay out of trouble. Don't split any wigs out there, but bust a lot of female cheeks.